All right, so we got this on the doc. We usually go off a doc, right? We got this off a doc that I saw. I wish I had everything lined up.
Yeah, so let's go to the social media, man.
Yeah, social media. All right, so we had something that came up on my radar because we've talked about social media a few times. Actually, it's come up, and I know it's a favorite topic of Brent's, and I know Brent's here, and like, you know, we want to bring up some topics.
He's such a social media advocate,
and you know what I'm saying.
I see what you do.
So in this new report, it was talking about the New Zealand Prime Minister talking about that they need to know, the government needs to understand the algorithms a little bit more. Like the social media platforms need to open up a little bit more and teach them how things actually work. And it had something to do related to a tragic event, and somebody was able to live stream the tragic event. So now they're trying to incorporate these restrictions on social media algorithms and whatnot.
Yeah, because I guess the situation that was live streamed was on for a long time,
and nobody blocked it or reported
before Facebook actually removed it, and you know, so that was the issue, is that it should have never been broadcasted, and they just want more regulation on how things are put out there and how they can flag people also that are, you know, doing this continuous behavior, you know, with nudity or just violence, hate speech.
So yeah, so
it's like a bunch of different stuff.
I get the restriction part of it, but then like how far do those restrictions go before it starts violating our rights?
It can go very far, even to the point where it starts to ruin.
We should have restrictions though, right? Like there should be, obviously it should be regulated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah. It should.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. What was you saying, Gil?
No, I was just saying that it starts to diminish like everything that we enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're going to start removing certain things. So for an example, they were saying violence and things of that nature needs to be regulated, and they shouldn't be able to show violence. So what do you have when you watch a trailer to a movie that has violence? How does the algorithms or AI know the difference? Whether it's a trailer for a movie that's showing killings, like bop, 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 or if it's an actual thing that's happening live and they're showing this bop, bop, bop. How does the AI know the difference? There's no way. So now they're going to start taking away and blocking people. Now the companies need to reapply because their profile was banned for life. So it's going to create more money too, because the type of technology they're asking for, it's going to require tons and tons of money.
this dude.
So it's going to be a huge thing.
He's like acting like he's real concerned about this.
No, I'm just saying it can.
It to you, Brett. Like,
I'm just seeing all the different angles.
Acting like he's real concerned about this, bro. Tell me about it. Is it going to affect your business?
It could. It could affect people's businesses. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it all depends on what's being censored, right?
Facts. And how do they restrict it?
How far do they go with censorship?
Facts.
But I'm all for, you know, regulating for sure. But what I'm confused with is why the government wants to see all this information. You know what I'm saying? And just put stricter laws, or, you know, tighten it up, the things that you don't want to be seen, and then these companies will work on the technology to, you know, assist in that area. But they're like, no, not only do we want you to regulate these things and make your technology better, but we also want to see how it works.
Maybe there's some backdoor technology that they need or they want. I don't know. You know, they look at those things. They probably stealing some of the technology and information as they.
Well, they kind of don't. They doesn't the government kind of already like own Facebook, or like a part of Facebook or something?
I don't know if they do, but they can definitely subpoena it. You know what I mean, in court.
Yeah.
Well,
if there was like a criminal and they had pertinent information,
I mean, they could subpoena that information.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
But do they own it? I mean, I'm sure they monitor it, just like as a means of surveillance.
As they should.
Yeah.
As they should.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the social media, you know, I'm not trying to go into the whole government controls people, you know, controversy type thing, but understanding the algorithms will tell you how people behave, how they react to things. So there is a lot of information that a government could use.
Yeah, I mean,
to their benefit, you know. That's one thing that to think about. You know, because to me it doesn't make sense. What does the government have anything to do with algorithms? I understand the political part of it and controlling these like events from happening.
Understand if you understand the algorithms a little bit more, you know how to control them better. That's probably what they're looking at. How do we control, you know, what's being seen?
Okay, but this is the part that confuses
what's reaching to who, you know.
This is what makes it confusing to me. Is they interviewed a guy from Wired magazine, and one of the last things he said is, he said all social media platforms were built for outrage.
Yeah.
Wait. Say that one more time.
He said, if you think about it, all platforms, all of them, were built for outrage. Because if you notice, and you could do this right now, you can go and post a post that just says, I love everyone. Or no, better. I have a better example.
Hashtag.
I have a better one. Check this one out.
Yo,
Jesus loves you.
I'm doing that right now. Hold up.
You won't get no response.
I am gonna do that.
But right now put, if you don't love Jesus, you're going to hell. Woo!
It's gonna light it up.
Woo!
It's gonna be like,
so
Google's
now
gonna have about 37 different tabs.
You'll probably get hits from the first one of Jesus loves you. You'll probably get some amens. You'll get maybe a song. Somebody might post a Giphy. Yeah. You know, but you're going to hell if you don't love Jesus right now.
Yo,
dude, your page is going to light up like, you unloving.
Should I put a heart?
It's gonna blow up. Don't blow up.
It's funny how people read into your posts too.
I'm gonna put a heart up here.
It's always personal.
It's a fact. And if you think about everything that you click on it because it's outrageous, whether it's a good thing or a bad.
Yo, but the thing is
it could be an outrageously good thing. Like you see, your favorite sport team won the championship. That's outrageous. You're gonna click on it. You know what I'm saying?
He said that's outrageous.
It's out there. Like you don't just win the championship. It's grueling. It's a long time process.
Has rage in it.
Huh?
Oh.
Say that again. I didn't even hear nothing you said.
Outrageous has rage in it.
Ooh.
Pete.
He's dropping gems.
Pete.
That's coins. That's
Pete. That right there is when you go bars.
Wow.
Bars.
Mind-boggling. What did he say? Bars? What did you say? Bars. That is bars, huh? Look, he shut you up. You forgot what you were talking about.
You lost your train of thought, man.
No, that was just.
You said outrageous marketing or something like that.
No, he said the word rage is in outrage.
Oh, there's two hearts.
Outrageous.
I think another thing is like
one heart.
Think about how they aggregate information.
Go ahead. Now there you go. Now you're getting comfortable. Get in.
Now they can organize all the information.
Yeah.
So no matter if a government entity decides to need that information for whatever, they can pinpoint the type of personality someone is or whatever. It could be a benefit or it could be a detriment. Like you think there's all this tyranny all over the world. So like it could be a means of oppression. It could be a means of liberation. But
yeah,
it definitely has whatever construct.
What do you think, Mario?
It's definitely for a social engineering purpose, or more than anything, in my opinion.
No, he's right.
Before we go further, the thing that I found interesting about that comment, like the internet is built for outrage.
I just posted I love you, by the way, so we'll see what happens.
And then now there's such a thing called outrage marketing.
Right, yeah.
So I feel like
about that.
No. But now I'm starting to find that I believe this is the root of it. All this time, these marketing companies were watching how social media was reacting to outrage, all this stuff. They're like, yo, what if we did this intentionally?
It's an experiment.
Like, these are all things that are just happening, and they're getting crazy clicks. These are crazy things. What if we actually made them happen? You know? And I don't know if it's true with the whole Jussie Smollett thing, but if it smells like a duck,
wow,
looks like a duck, because it's just
flock of ducks.
Because all of a sudden he's in deep, and then it just goes boop, gone. And now everybody and their mom knows who Jussie Smollett is. Everybody knows what that dude's name.
Yeah, so then that's where you get the clout chasing, Brent. That's what you were talking about when we were talking about the up and coming young creatives and rappers.
Yeah, I mean,
where they're utilizing the strategy, outrage marketing strategies, and they're beefing with people, or, you know, they're doing all this wild stuff. They're coloring their hair, whatever, you know, trying to draw attention to themselves, and it's working. Like they are actually drawing attention to themselves.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, back then, when it came to media and rap and all of that stuff, there wasn't an individual outlet for a person to have. Now a person has an individual outlet. They have YouTube, they have Facebook, and you can get hits. And if someone shares it, it could go viral. You don't even need a record company. You don't need a business manager necessarily. You can not know these skills. Just put stuff on YouTube and still make a ton of money. So like,
I mean, there's a lot of work to it, but yeah, I see what you're saying. You don't have to have these prestige.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can become successful with just creating content on one of these platforms.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a level of clout chasing with it, but I just think obviously more people have the ability to do it for themselves than they ever have in that capacity. So, like, especially like musically, you could just put it on the platform.
Facts. That's actually, yeah, that's facts. So you have easier access to your fans and people directly.
Directly.
So you can utilize, you know, the opportunity to create ads and do all these things and invest in yourself that way to still reach a broader audience, because that's available to you. And you're saying that you don't need to rely on clout chasing and all the outrage marketing, like all that kind of stuff to be heard. Or to get attention to like your projects or the things that you're doing.
Not really.
Although
I understand on like a certain level business mentality, but as long as those business ideologies, I think, line up with like good Christian ethics, you're good. But once it crosses the line, like I'm strictly speaking as a Christian, I think you still have to conduct yourself with a certain type of ethic. But are those things in and of themselves? I mean, outrage marketing. I mean, what's the definition of it? So there's a lot of things that people do. It's almost like, you know, shock value stuff too, or like clickbait types.
I get what you're saying. So you're just talking about the Christian and how he moves when it comes to these kinds of strategies. You're saying that this is not something that they should be used.
Yeah, I think if it falls within good Christian ethics, is fine. I mean, Chick-fil-A, like we talked about Chick-fil-A before, but they own a chain of stuff. Yeah, and they don't let just Christians franchise it. It's just, but the people that franchise it still have to go by the code of ethics and the policy and procedure that they laid out, and the guy that owns it is a Christian. So I think when Christians conduct themselves in business, they should rewrite the ethics, not just follow a worldly business ideology.
Oh, facts.
For money, you know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah.
So, but like, a lot of them do.
But there are a lot of business ethics that are worldly that are, you know, acceptable as far as using them.
Yeah, they're just benign. It's just, there's really no label to it. It's just smart to advertise, right?
Yeah, facts.
If you have a product, so.
True.
But there are some processes out there that.
Yeah. So I don't know if you heard that, because I have some extreme ducking on the mics. So that way we don't get no echo and feedback. But he said extreme marketing. Is that what you said? What did you say? say that last
if
word.
If you're going to recap, at least say the right thing.
What was the last word you just said?
I don't know, bro. I was just listening to what
you can't even say it.
They both forgot what they said. Hey.
You had me thinking all deep.
Hey, man. It was good stuff, bro. It was good stuff. I like it. I think that you can still use a form of it when it comes to like controversial topics or situations like that. Like sometimes I'll use some of that too as well, not as a form to market, but as a form to be heard and voice some concerns that should be listened to, you know, and should expose certain things. Sometimes when you tell the truth, people don't like it. And sometimes when you tell the truth, you look rude. Mm-hmm. If you say something that's a fact, like people just get automatically upset, and then they just assume that you're just trying to troll or target them or whatever, or start getting emotional and stuff like that. But you're just airing out a factual problem that you see, that you witness. And I think we need more of that.
Dope.
You know, like stuff like, well, I mean, right now we're not doing it, but I mean, like we're just chopping it up in general. Some stuff, you never know. So how people have, thoughts or opinions on certain things, and you might help people a different way. Maybe people are not looking at the social media stuff like that. Maybe people don't know how it actually works. And we got episodes where we dive into that kind of stuff and we talk about how some of that stuff works and how they categorize people, and how when you're engaging with certain topics, Facebook kind of just puts you in this little box with those people and locks you into that one, way of communicating with each other. Yeah. Whether it's arguing and yelling real quick, or whatever.
Preacher tip, because we do artist tips. So this is going to be a preacher tip.
Oh, okay. Flip it.
If you're on social media and you think that your post is getting to the masses, please do not allow yourself to be played, because you're playing yourself.
Yeah, so
when you are doing this type of content, they're putting you in a box that is only that content. You're not reaching people who are not looking for that content, which is generally the people you want to reach. Those that are not seeking Christ, those people that are in their trespasses and sins and need forgiveness of Christ, those people are not in the bubble that Facebook and all these algorithms that exist out there for you to be in and relish in and be able to touch all these people. The only way that happens is if you pay for advertisement, and then you can target the people.
Yeah.
Then we're talking about reach. So I'm just saying, this is a preacher tip. If you're a preacher and you really want to be effective, you need to create a fan page and you need to pay for that advertisement in order for you to reach those people that you want to reach. It's just crazy that you see these regular profiles.
You know what? That must be tough.
Preaching videos.
That must be tough for like churches that are trying to expand. Because like most people now are shopping. Yo, that's crazy. Most people are like back in the day, you would say, just go out, be faithful, just preach, and then they come. They find out about your church. You put up your signs on your church. Maybe you put a website out. You tell them where you at. Things like that. I mean, different ways to engage the community around you, to let people know, hey, we're a church here. We're a Bible believing church, and we're here. If there's any Christians out there, right? So what happens when everybody's shopping online and nobody's out there, nobody's looking anywhere for any, and maybe you got an online church, everything's online, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you supposed to, what?
A digital church?
Yo, I'm saying they exist, bro. They exist.
I broke my laptop trying to hug sis.
Wait. Yo, I skipped church. Like, my internet was down.
He said, I felt the anointing.
My internet was down, man. I missed church, man. Sorry. Hey, yo, that's an easy way for the pastors, like, check the roll call real quick. Hold on.
Is that gonna be the future disagreements of people? Like, yo, do you go to church? Nah, I don't go to church, man. They got bad reception. I could never connect.
Church come to me.
Church come to me.
Like every time I connect, the church is always not connected.
Bro, but thinking of that, how if you were like, part of a church and you lived in this climate, like this culture right now, how do you get the word out? Like, do you pay? Would you pay for like let's pay for a Facebook ad and like,
if I was an evangelist, if I had
church out there,
if I was an evangelist and that was my ministry, you know what I'm saying, and I'm trying to go to all these churches and that's my thing, that's what I want, that's what God called me to do, then I would do cuts of the sermons that I do, and I would pay for advertisements so other churches can see what I do and invite me to theirs.
Hold on, Gil, would you be doing like, what's that dude? He's a marketer. You see him on Facebook all the time and YouTube. He's from Cali. I forgot his name. Something like Billy Jean or whatever.
Oh, Billy Jean marketing. Yeah, man.
Billy Jean marketing.
Who don't know about that?
Would you be doing like
you don't?
Would you be doing like some kind of like?
So you get a Jerry curl.
Yo,
no, you don't. He's actually bald.
Hold on. Would you be doing like those kinds of skits to promote like your church and stuff? Because he does like different themes. He'll do like 007 and he's like at a casino or something.
I would do something.
These short little bootleg films. So it's made to be dry. Like, you know what I mean? That would be Gil, like the pastor.
I would do more the
he'll be with mad kids on him. Like, I'm kid friendly. Like, he'll have like 12 kids all over it.
I do all the ministries.
I do all the ministries. You see him with a broom, a mop, a podium, and a mic.
He's a pastor
and a guitar.
He looks like the Toxic Avenger.
I clean, I sing, and I preach.
Dang. And somehow I got an afro, and I was like, and I paint.
And wow, what?
Somehow,
What?
I got the afro, and I'm like, and I can paint.
And I can paint.
Yeah, there's a dove on the ceiling, right? There's a dove in the clouds. You see
Maybe-
the Holy
maybe-
Spirit
I don't
descending
know,
upon
maybe-
the crowd from the ceiling.
Maybe there's a dove descending down. I don't know. Let's just put a little dove right
Put
here.
some happy trees, some happy trees right here. Look how
Just draw a
happy
little
they are.
dove over here. Floating, descending.
Before we're descending.
Wow, Gil feeling the calling?
I think so. I think we're gonna have a segment where Gil like just puts on a fro and paints some pictures behind me or
So
something.
what do you call a televangelist? Well, that's not a televangelist. Like an evangelist, a regular evangelist is an evangelist. A
Well,
televangelist
they broadcast
But
it.
what about just a preacher? A telepreacher?
A telepreacher.
He's a telepreacher.
You gotta tell a preacher, son. You gotta be able to tell a preacher, son. I don't know. man.
Telepreacher, I'll tell you that.
Well, what is it? Is that what? Hold up. All right.
It's like television.
So televangelist is like
Yeah.
I guess it rolls off the tongue well.
They preach on
TV.
On TV.
Yeah, like the Benny Hinn's and
how you feel about the Benny Hinn's and all that?
Mario's all kinds of
I feel
foul.
like
so we
that.
gotta take a deep breath and say something.
I feel like that network is like
I remember.
It's like you're
It's like
talking
you're
to
about
your
to
kids.
speak mad fast.
It's like you're talking to the kids.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
No, you take
That's
that
the
deep
fic-
breath when you made a really good breakfast for
hold
your
up.
kids and they don't want to eat it. Either.
That's the fiction. That's the fiction Christian channel, right?
The Fiction Christian Channel. The Fiction Christian Channel. Why do I like? It's a real
I'm
thing.
saying
Christian
like
fiction.
Christian fiction. There's nothing wrong with Christian fiction, man.
What is it?
Let's celebrate Christian fiction.
Aslan.
Yo, hold up. Christian fiction. Give me some Christian fiction right now.
Narnia.
Christian
Narnia. Bang.
Narnia,
Gil,
yeah.
give me another one.
Facts. Dag, Narnia is the only one I knew.
Oh, come on, bro.
Doug,
Pilgrim's Progress.
Pilgrim's
Come on,
Progress.
another one.
Ooh, that
Christian
was a good
fiction.
one.
Let's go.
Doug Wilson's son writes
Progress.
Christian
That was a
fiction.
real good one.
Come on.
It's impressive.
Veggie Tales.
VeggieTales.
is
That's
that
super fiction.
Is that fiction
Oh
Christian?
my goodness, that is the title of the show. VeggieTales.
What? No, it's not. They own rights.
I
to
can
that.
hear you putting something
It
like
should be
that.
Fiction Christian.
That'll be episode 200.
Fiction Christian is the name of the title.
Oh my goodness.
We don't got no more else. Like we should have a whole lineup of like Christian fiction.
Christian fiction.
I'm dead serious. Like just stories and creative like stories and
They might.
that are
I
fiction.
actually just never looked that up.
what about Moby Dick?
Is that a Christian fiction?
Christian fiction.
Is that a did it
Most
was
of the
it?
presidents.
Oh
What did he say?
wow. We were supposed to not be political, man. It is just
You said Christian fiction.
I'm not being
most
political
of the
because I
presidents.
mentioned a political
Is that what
person.
you said? Most of the presidents are Christian fiction. Wow.
No, that was gold. Put some money in my
Dang.
change bucket on
Hey,
that.
don't
I almost want to say, don't cancel us. Don't cancel
disrespect
us.
those
but
presidents,
we ain't
man.
backed by nobody.